everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial, and today we are painting the all-new Jade Warriors for Cathay, or Grand Cathay. Yes, very exciting, very cool, really awesome set of infantry models. I gave all of mine halberds, as you can see, and that's what we're going to be painting up today. The shields are, as they are on the box art, it will be covered in this. It's red and jade. But massive thank you goes out to Games Workshop for sending me this as part of the Grand Cathay Battalion, and well, I've been excited for this, so we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting them. They've all been primed in grey Seer, and well, we're going to be focusing on these 5, but we do have a full unit of 10 to do, but there's nothing really kind of variant from these two on either side. The 3 main things are the standard, the champion, and the musician just there, which is what we'll cover in this video mostly. So, colour we're going to be using first is some it's not thinned down. We're going to be using some Black Legion first, and we're actually just going to start here on the banner, as a matter of fact, because what we're going to do is we're going to use the Black Legion to firstly colour in any boots. We're going to be using this to colour in any of their belts and straps, and we're also going to use this over the top of the grips of any weapons, as well as the hair of our champion and the field of the banner itself. So with all that Black Legion applied, we're now going to take some Blood Angels Red, and we're going to apply this over top of their underclothing. So this is going to be areas such as this kind of skirt, under here, their shirts, and any bits of trouser leg. There isn't very much of that. What we're also going to do with the Blood Angels Red is we're going to apply this over the top of the sigil here on the belt and on the side of the drum, but not over the ones on the banner. There's a reason for that a little bit later. So with that all done, we're now going to take some Garaghak sewer, and we're going to apply this over the top of all of the kind of leather trim around the armour, as well as over the top of any of their scabbards. And so with that all done, we're now going to take some Aeldari Emerald, and we're going to apply this over top of all of the bits that are going to be that sort of, well, it's basically the Jade Warriors bits. This is all of these little sashes, any little bits of trim on the metal armour. Got the 2 large kind of shieldy things on the banner, and any of the little tassels on the halberds and stuff. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Cygor Brown and we're going to apply this over top of any wood. So this is going to be the banner pole, the halberds, the beaters of the drum, and the shell of the drum as well, actually. So with that all done, we're then going to take some Terradon Turquoise and we're going to apply this over top of all of our Aeldari Emerald. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Darkoath Flesh and we're going to apply this over top of all the skin. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some Skeleton Horde. I'm going to apply this over top of the drum skin, any of the gourds that they have at some of their belts, and I think that's it. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Iron Warriors. And we're going to apply this over top of all of the scale mail, all of the plate armour, and all of the blades, and all the weapons. Now as for any of his plate that's in around the Jade, we're actually just not going to do anything with it just for now. We don't need to. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Retributor Armour and we're going to apply this over pretty much all of our remaining details, excluding that white border edge of the banner. So with that all done, it's now time to apply some shades, and the first of these are going to be some Nuln Oil. And we're going to apply this over the top of all of the silver, but the reason we've got the banner here is because we're also going to be applying this over the top of that white border edge of the banner, and we're going to be applying it over the black field of the banner as well. We don't need to apply this over the top of all of the black, just over that banner. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Berserker Bloodshade, and we're going to apply this all over the red. And so with that done, our final shade is going to be some Agrax Earthshade. And we're going to apply this over the top of all of the gold. So with those shades applied, our Jade Warriors are now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, and they're already looking pretty fantastic. However, we're not going to leave them there, of course not. We're going to take them to the next level. I'm going to do this by adding some highlights. Now, the first of these highlights is going to be some thinned down Temple Guard Blue. And we're going to be using this Temple Guard Blue to highlight all of our Jadey bits. So this is all the trim, the bits of cloth, and those areas on the banner and on the drum as well. So any of these bits we did with Aeldari Emerald and Terradon Turquoise. This is going to dramatically change the vibe of the models. So just trust me. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Evil Sunz Scarlet. And we're going to use this to pick out the design at the top of the banner. And if we were doing the shields, this is what we would also do to pick out the designs on the shields over the top of all that sort of jadey goodness. And so with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Fire Dragon Bright. And we're going to use this to add some little spot highlights to all of our red. And so with that all done, we're then going to take some thinned down Corax White, and we're going to use this to relayer the edge of the banner, just avoiding those little gaps in the trails of the banner, and of course the black field. And with that Corax White all applied, we're now going to take some thinned down Cygor Brown, and we're going to use this to highlight all of that Garaghak sewer that we did earlier, so the trim of all of the armor and the scabbards of any swords. So next up, what we're going to do is going to take a tiny little bit of Black Legion, and we're going to apply this over the top of all of their eyeballs. And with that Black Legion all applied, we're then going to take a teensy tiny little dot of Screaming Skull, and we're going to apply this in the corners of each of their eyeballs. But in addition to this, what we're also going to do is we're going to use the Screaming Skull to pick out the stitching on their gorgets, just down the front in between the two panels of scale mail. And with that Screaming Skull all applied, we're then going to take some Dawnstone, and we're going to apply this as a highlight to all of the black details, such as the belts and the hair and the boots. We don't really need to do this to the front of the banner because we are going to be putting a large decal over it, but you can highlight that as well, should you want to. And with all of that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some thinned down Iron Hand Steel, and we're going to use this to relayer all of the silver, especially the plate and the scale mail. However, for the blades and things, what we're going to do is we're going to highlight those, because they don't need a full relayer, but we are going to just pick out the edges with the Iron Hand Steel. And particularly on this guy, in between those bits of jade, there's a little bit of plate armor still in there. So we're going to use a little bit of this Iron Hand Steel inside those details as well. So with that all done, we're now going to take some thinned down Liberator Gold, and we're going to use this to highlight all of our gold details. And finally, to finish off the Jade Warriors, we're going to take, once again, some Aeldari Emerald. And we're going to apply this over the top of any of the gems. And there we have it, with the bases now covered in their Mediterranean base mix from Geek Gaming Scenics. Our Jade Warriors from Grand Cathay are now finished, and I hope you'll agree with me that they look absolutely fantastic, and I cannot wait to do a bunch more of these. I wish I had had the time in the heat, but I didn't have the time to do them in the heat, so you only get 10 for now, but there's 20 more for me to do at some point in the future.
If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so by heading to patreon.com/Warhipster. Just like all of these wonderful, amazing people have done. And alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button below, exactly like these fabulous folks have done, scrolling up on the screen before you. There are so many of you out there that it really takes my breath away, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you do, as without you I wouldn't be able to keep making these Contrast Plus videos. And if you really like this video and you want to send me a little thanks, just click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.